So I canned a total of 21 jars of beef yesterday, and all but one sealed. And I also canned the Tattler seals back there are chicken broth. So I canned actually 6 quarts and 1 pint, and one of those didn't seal. Seems like I constantly have a problem with one Tattler not sealing, but I'm getting better at them. So we'll put the broth and the beef into the fridge and eat it later. And now we're going to be starting on ground beef, and we'll see. And maybe I'll can up some ground beef too. And we've got some bone broth going in here. And there'll be a ton more of that, but I'm not going to get it all done now. Kids are all setting up, moving everything out of the kitchen so we can start grinding in here, and we'll get on with the day. And look out here this morning compared to yesterday. The dark clouds are going away. They were actually just out all over the place here with one big ray of sunlight sticking through, but now we're getting blue clouds, and these clouds are moving off to the east. So maybe it's going to be a beautiful day. That sun makes it really hard to even see out here right now. Morning, Dash. Here's our coolers of meat that we have to go through. I don't think it's all, I'm pretty sure it's not 4 coolers of meat. I think it's 1 or 2 coolers of meat, and then the rest of it is bones for making broth, which we're going to have to do over time.
Wait,
but
what is the ribs with the meat?
Say that again?
Is the ribs with the meat?
No, we already put the ribs and the cuts of steak we already wrapped those up and put those into the freezer last night. So those are ready to go. Alright, I'm going to go hit the shower. pH has finally reached pressure, and so I am dead batteries.
Dad and the fan.
Don't work very well on a homestead. Got to keep those things charged, and that's one thing that we've got to work on, getting more into our systems. Finally, battery number 3 worked, but of course, silly me forgot to go get footage of that, because after trying twice and it failing, I got too wrapped up in canning to remember to go get footage when it was actually working for the 3rd time. But the 3rd time was the charm. At the end of all the canning of the ground beef, I canned up 14 jars. So at the end of the day, when we finished all of the beef processing, I had cooked 24 pounds of ground beef by boiling it, and then canned them up into 14 quart jars of ground beef, and I used the liquid from boiling the meat to add to the ground beef jar to help retain a lot of that flavor. And we also had 21 quarts of stew meat and 48 2-pound packages of ground beef that we froze, which gave us a total of 96 pounds of ground beef. And yes, I froze it all in 2-pound packages, because whenever I cook ground beef, even if I'm only going to use a pound, I cook 2 pounds and freeze 1 pound, so that we always have easy access to ground beef. All right, let's see, was there anything else? Oh, the leftover broth from the cooking of the ground beef originally that I canned, I'll be using in some soup within the next couple of days. And yes, we have a lot of bone broth to cook and can up, and I don't have that done yet, but that the one batch that I was working on will definitely have to be done in the next couple of days. So, or probably less than the next couple of days, but I'm still actually cooking it because I seem to take forever to get that done. So it just sits there and cooks and cooks and cooks until I finally get around to getting it done. So now that we have finished processing Hershey, or our first beef, maybe we shouldn't call him by his name, but well, we've done everything except for make all the bone broth, so that will take some time. But now that we are finished, what are we going to have for dinner? You guessed it, we're going to have beef. So we kept some ground beef out, and we grilled hamburgers, and that's what's for dinner. You know, and I'm kind of surprised that we decided to do that, because most of the time when we're processing chickens all day, we have absolutely no desire to have chicken for dinner. But I guess beef sounded good for everybody tonight, so that's what we're eating for dinner tonight.
It's my idea.
It's Alex's idea. Those patties look delicious. Doesn't look like Charlie overcooked them or anything.
Where's the knives? Where's the knife?
They might all be in the dishwasher. So I think we're all really looking forward to eating that after a hard day's work.